Good morning, everyone. So I'm doing something different today. I'm checking in on us, humanity, and I'm checking in on how we're doing because, well, for one thing, thinking of the EBS and us always getting, except for the one time that they said if they were to expedite it, what they would do they would crash that dollar really hard and fast. Riots would probably happen. And they would have to have the military in full view, controlling things, and then an EBS would come on and they would tell people what's been going on. So they said that was something that was on the table, but they didn't say that they were actually going to do it, but that's a choice that they've had. For the most part, what they tell us is that they would rather drip the information out to people, a slow awakening. And then yesterday we got that they were able to break new ground. They're breaking new ground with the news media. And so they're going to be able to really start bringing news forward, which is going to change everything, right? So that by the time people actually do have to hear an EBS, probably concerning maybe those live executions that have been talked about, who knows, they'll be ready for it, right? So that makes a lot of sense to me, and I like that idea because I'm going to tell you why. Although I want the truth to come out so badly, you guys, I'm an empath, and I'll tell you, for years and years and years, I struggled. I've been awake for a very long time, you guys. Way before 2020. I mean, I've been awake for years and years, decades. And being awake as an empath who didn't have the skill to know how to handle that energy that would come in was really, really challenging. And it was very, very hard, you guys. So what would happen to me is with every new piece of information I gleaned that came into my consciousness, this stuff is horrific. I mean, we're talking about Luciferian agendas and rituals. So this is horrific stuff. And, I couldn't even hear of somebody spanking their puppy without it sending me into emotional, physical, and mental chaos, okay? So as an empath for a lot of years, I would, if something was brought into my consciousness, I took that on, and I felt that in every single way. My head would spin, my heart would race, my stomach would get sick, I would feel jittery inside and out. My emotions would be just all over the place. Absolute devastation, heartache, devastation, emotional chaos, and a mental unwellness because my mind would reel. How can I even exist in this world? How can people be this way? And it would send me into deep, deep state of depression for a long time, you guys. And so I've never been a fan of the news. A lot of that because I couldn't handle the news, which actually turned out to be good because I wasn't being programmed. So that's good. But, so I have a lot of compassion for the people that are asleep, only through years of trying to work on this myself, understanding my gifts as an empath, that the ability to feel all of that is a gift. As long as I understand how to utilize it and not let it kind of wreck me. So for years and years and years, it would become about me, right? Because it would have literally this physical and emotional and mental impact on me. And so then it would become about me. But an empath's true journey here is to heal. So for us to be able to hold space and transmute those types of energies, kind of hard to do our jobs transmuting those types of energies if the understanding that even exists sends us reeling, right? So it takes a lot of work to get, if you're an empath like me, in that way that I am, or if you resonate with my story at all, you understand it takes a lot of work to get to a place to be able to hold space for these atrocities, hold it in our consciousness, hold it in our hearts, be able to take that pain, which the reason why we're feeling it is to transmute it, to be able to take that pain and transmute it, to be able to hold space for the victims and send light and love and healing out to that victimized energy, right? So it's hard to do that if you're in a state of chaos because you can barely handle what you're understanding or healing emotionally. And because there's not really the teaching here in the United States to help people like me, we have to figure it out the hard way. And a lot of us never figure it out and always stay in that state of it just hurts so much. And we don't know how to transmute it and heal it. So, you know, I'll be honest, I've had people try to help me with that, spiritual counselors, and their way of trying to help me with that was detrimental and actually made it worse for me personally. And the only way I found true help in that was through my guides, you guys. My guides and I worked together, and they were able to help me heal myself enough so that I could hold space and transmute that energy. But I was never able to get there through human teaching because I just wasn't. And I don't know if it's because the people that were trying to teach me didn't have the contrast, couldn't understand where it was that I was coming from. I'm not really sure. Or maybe they did have that contrast and understood what I was going through, but maybe the techniques that they used or knew of that worked for them, it just did not work for me. So I happen to believe in my heart that a lot of the people that are still asleep, that we would call those far left liberals, I believe they're empaths. And I believe their liberal mindset comes from a good place, but they've been manipulated. And I believe when they wake up, it's going to be really hard for them if they haven't done their work. I believe there's a reason why they're not awake to these things right now. And my heart goes out to them. And I think if we were, honestly, I really do believe that if we were to just do an EBS and they were to learn the things that we know all in a 48-hour period or 2-week period, or I don't know, however long that 24/7 run in EBS would go, where they were shown the truths, I think people would go catatonic. It would be too much. It would be too much because I believe a lot of the people that are asleep right now are empathic. And, you know, they need to be woken up gently. So I do believe that a lot of the reason why we all woke up ahead of time and have been doing this work ahead of time is so that we can ease the burden for them. Because we've already taken a lot of this energy, like I was just talking about, as an empath. It is my job I chose to come here being an empath so that I can feel the pain and transmute it and heal it. So for those of us that are doing that, it's going to make it a little easier for them, but it's still going to be very difficult. So anyways, I asked Source to kind of give us a story give us a story about humanity, how we used to be, how we are right now, what's going on right now, where we're going in the very near future. Like, this is actually like bleeding into this, you guys. So it's like, you know what I mean? This isn't like far off. This is like next week type of stuff. Really close, tomorrow type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not looking far off in the future, because far off in the future hasn't happened yet. So we can do a reading on far off onto the future because we see the pathways. The pathways are there. And we can see where we're at right now. And we can assume if as the energy stands today, if what looks like the trajectory we're taking is actually taken, we can kind of come up with an idea of what the future will look like on those pathways, right? But you never know what tomorrow may bring that could take you off that pathway or change the trajectory. That's why it's really hard to pinpoint dates, you guys. Everybody wants a date, but energy is in constant motion, and we are constantly changing things. So, you know, it's really good for people to keep that in mind. All right, so I'm just looking at us from a humanities standpoint, all right? Where were we? How did we once live? And so that's what I wanted the story on. How did we once live? So we once lived looking outside of ourselves and putting worship outside of ourselves. Okay? Because remember, the way I read, every single deck of mine holds different meaning for me, okay? So you're going to see some different meanings. This deck is very different energetically. So we used to live, we put the power outside of ourselves. So we would pray to a god, and we would put that power outside of ourselves, never realizing that it was within us, okay? Always seeking outside of ourselves. That's how we once lived. We once lived using a lot of substances, dumbing ourselves down with substances, partying, right? We once did a lot of partying. We put our power outside of ourselves. We used substances to feel good. And then we used our magic as the high priestess in a chaotic way because we didn't even really know that we could create, right? So we're giving away our power, we're using substances, and we're creating and co-creating chaotically, okay? So that's how the world and humans were in the past. So I said, can you show me where we are right now? What are we doing right now? So I got the Empress. So right now, we're really starting to get in touch with ourselves and our magic. We're starting to touch the earth. We're touching all of these earthly pleasures. We're learning that we hold so much in us that we can heal the earth, we can heal the planet, we can heal ourselves. We're learning these amazing things. We're becoming more spiritual, and we're getting in touch with our source energy. We are opening up and creating communities, and we're creating these communities. Yes, we have them around us, but we're also creating them via online, like this channel, right? We've created a community on this channel. And that's what this card really represents. It's the families have gone out, right? And they're together, but they're actually like looking to this media, okay? This is a media card. And so what we're being warned about right now as we create these communities, both together with ourselves, you know, in person, like our neighborhoods or people of like minds, but also here at the media, these back channel communities, we're being told that you really do need to be careful, you guys, because this is a war between the dark and the light, okay? See how this guy's all white? This is the devil, clearly, right? Some of these channels, you know, are giving you misinformation and disinformation. literally set up to be psyops. So we're being warned with this media card that we really want to be discerning, okay? We want to be discerning about what we take in, who we trust. But we do want to continue to create communities. I mean, this is a 6, so these communities can be good. 6 represents birth of new things and divine love. So these communities can be very good and very healthy, but we need to discern and make sure we're not following anything that's dark or meant to create chaos. Okay, you guys? So definitely keep seeking that online community as well as the physical community, but we need to be discerning about it. But we're really coming into ourselves. We're really starting to understand who we are and that we're absolute magic, that we have within us all of these powers, and we're really starting to connect with the earth and connect with children, connect with plants and, you know, wonderful healing energies and with source, and we're understanding that that's all within us. So that's really good. We're like transforming and creating communities of like minds and hearts. And we're dreaming, we are absolutely dreaming of a day of like financial abundance, moving forward with abundance. So, and that's good if we're finally using our magic to create instead of this chaotic creation that we were in for so long, right? So we're looking and we're seeing ourselves moving forward with abundance. See how he's kind of armored up, but he's rolling forward and his abundance is in his hands in front of him. He's moving forward. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that we're more than what we ever knew. We're creating communities, but we are being warned we need to be discerning. And we're seeing ourselves move forward with abundance. But this is the thing with this card. We see ourselves moving forward with abundance, but we're very armored up. So apparently there's some stuff that we're not trusting about things or whatever. And honestly, if we're going to create, we just need to create from an easy space, not from a space of fear. So the advice here would be take off the armor, move forward knowing that we have abundance, right? Let down the armor and open yourselves to really being this as you envision moving forward with abundance. So, as I said, this is all kind of blending into this, right? So this isn't the way distant future. This is like what we're doing right now, like what we'll be doing in this near future, days, weeks, like right now, where our pathways are like energetically blooming. So we're healing things financially. That's right. In the near future, we're going to be healing and mending things financially, you guys. So there is going to be some financial relief according to what I'm getting here anyway. That's what this is all about. She's out there tending that tree of life. This particular tree of life, that tree of earthly pleasures represents everything upon the earth that is of value, that you deem of value, and one of those things would be assets. So in the coming days and weeks and months, we're going to see a mending of earthly pleasures. So our finances, and I believe families and friendships as well. And I'll go on to tell you why I believe that when we talk about this over here, okay? So all of those mending of earthly pleasures. But friends and friendships and family and stuff, that's all part of the earthly pleasure, right? And we know there's been a lot of damage done to friendships and to families with this COVID plan that came in. So in the near future, we're going to be mending all of that. We're going to be mending our friendships, our families, our finances, our lives here on the earth. We're going to be finding out about people in the background that have been helping us all along, you guys. Things are going to start coming out about in the background, unseen help. We're going to start we're going to start knowing more about this publicly. Like, not just assumptions and not just you being a truther and so you're dissecting things and you're going down rabbit holes and you're researching and whatnot. It's just going to be a public knowledge. So apparently they're going to bring that out as a truth. So we're going to start seeing soon, as we're mending things, we're also going to start seeing that we've been being quietly supported in the background by people that haven't just been in the public eye to just everybody. And we are completely ending a way of life. Right? We are ending a way of life, and this happens to be swords, so we are going to be ending the disinformation, misinformation war, I believe. Okay? So, because I saw it that way, I said, all right, so tell me more around this ending, please. And over here, I got the King of Swords, so that was the first card up. So more around this ending is we really are going to be ending all of this chaos and untruth around the news that has kept us. See how with this card, it's swords, and these swords are very damaging, and this person is backed into the back of this corner, and all of this information has really been created to trap him and keep him ensnared in this box and to keep him miserable. Do you see that? So that's all ending. That's all ending. He's pinched into that corner, and we're ending that way of life where the information that we receive is designed to keep us down, to keep us crazy, and to keep us small. This is ending, you guys. So that's good news, right? That is good news. It's ending. And when I asked for more of a story around that, I got the King of Swords. So those in power that bring us information, second card, the guys that ride on the backs of, like, this would be you and I, right? Okay, these powerful elites. They're coming to end with this, okay? All right. And so this is a wish fulfillment that this does happen, and it's going to, with this mending and finding things out and ending this way of being. This is a wish fulfillment. And with this wish coming true, a lot of enlightenment is going to come in for us, you guys. So it's going to change. It's going to change the world, because when people are enlightened, once you're enlightened, it's pretty darn hard to go back to being ignorant. I mean, you can if you want, because there's free will, but it's like, once you know, you know. So with the ending of these guys, this is a wish fulfillment. Enlightenment is going to come in. And then across from that, I got that we really need to be, a lot of these people are going to be waking up as all of this happens, you guys, as we begin to actively mend these things and we find out about the people that have been helping us. And this way of information that's meant to, like, hurt us, keep us small, and drive us crazy comes to an end. And these powerful people that have been creating that news that's ending are ending. These guys that have been riding on the backs of us, right? Just the ordinary folk. As that all ends, this is a wish fulfillment, and it's going to bring a lot of enlightenment, you guys. But with that enlightenment, a lot of people are going to just freshly wake up, and they're going to be looking to us. And when they look to us, we don't say, I told you so. We don't even try to, like, give them all of the information that we have. What we do is we hold space for them and give them love and nurture just as you would a baby. Because this is like, they're literally, with this enlightenment that's going to happen, they're going to be very vulnerable. And so we just need to hold space for them, just like you would a baby, right? That's going to be our job, to hold space for these people. Just like at the beginning of this video, I know this is long and I'm rambling, but I've got a lot of emotions going on today that I wanted to share with people, because I do feel like we're close. I do feel like we're close, and we've got to really remember our job as being the healers, holding space, transmuting energy, and being compassionate and loving. And that's really what these cards are saying, okay? So that's going to be our job. We're going to be the nurturers, you guys. That's our job, because people are going to be looking to us, because we already know these things, and they know that we know these things. They've thought we were nuts. And then once these truths come out, they're going to be looking to us. And so really it's not about us educating them. It's about us nurturing them and holding space for them. So that's, you know, in the past, the way that we lived upon the earth is we put our power out to others. We worshipped outside of ourselves. And we used a lot of toxins, and, you know, we partied a lot. We dumbed ourselves down, which created a world in which we co-created chaos. We worked for the cabal for free. They did this to us, you guys, right? But now we're at a time where we're learning to be the Empress. And we're learning that God's energy, source energy, is in us. That it comes, we came from it. We are it. It is continuously funneled through us. It is continuously emanated out of us and into the earth and out into the ethers. And when we came from it, and when we die, we'll go back to it. So we're starting to realize that we're magical, and that source is in us, and that we have all of these godly abilities that we prayed to God to fix, that God gave us, that we have, because we came from that, and God made sure that that's in us so that we can fix, we can heal, we can do all these amazing things. And we're just starting to realize that. We're starting to come into our power. We are creating communities of like minds and hearts. We are being told to, you know, watch for disinformation and, you know, psyops and things that don't have our best interest at heart. And we're envisioning a world where we're moving forward and we have abundance in this world. But we're being warned to envision this from this place. Take the armor off and envision it from this place, you guys. So almost like imagine in your mind's eye that you're the Empress. You're this amazing healer, right? And you're manifesting. Imagine your mind's eye being that, and then just put this pentacle right there, right over here, and take the armor off and just see it beautifully flowing, okay? And then in this near future, we're going to be mending things here on the earth. We're going to be mending our earthly pleasures, our families, our friends, our finances, the way we live here. We're going to be mending the earth. We're going to be finding out about people behind the scenes that have been helping us right along that we may not have known about. And we are putting an end to the news that keeps us small, trapped, and dumbed down. The people, the powerful people, those people, the reason why this is ending is because they're ending. Those powerful people that have been in charge of all of that and that have been riding on our backs and using us for slaves, that's coming to an end, you guys. This is a wish fulfillment. It's going to bring in a lot of enlightenment. It's going to be bringing in a lot of enlightenment, you guys. This is kind of like the big push towards that Aquarian age of enlightenment, the Great Awakening. The conscious enlightenment, the conscious wake-up call so that we can get back into that. Really, you know, we get this conscious wake-up call, and it's probably going to make everybody, you know, really touch who they are inside, which is the gods and the goddesses. We are the divine masculine and the divine feminine. We are source energy, right? So we're going to get this enlightenment. People will be coming to those of us that do know. And it's really our job, our only job, is to nurture them, is to hold space and be compassionate and hold that energy and help to transmute it. That's our only job, you guys. It's not to haul out all of the information and overwhelm them with it. Our only job, Spirit is saying, the only job that we have is to hold space for these people, okay? And so now before we end, I'm going to ask, this is long. This is an emotional reading. This is an emotional healing reading. Before we end, I'm going to ask Spirit, I'm going to cut these cards 3 times, and I'm going to ask Spirit, given the information that we just received via this reading, where we're going, how we're shifting, how we're changing. I'm going to ask Spirit, now I'm going to cut them 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. To leave us with anything that they have that they would like us to know, okay? Ah, the devil. Polarity. Wow. Okay. All right, you guys. So bouncing off of this reading, we've just heard that our way of life is changing. This is going to bring in great enlightenment. These guys are going to the wayside. People are going to be coming to us, and it's our job, really, to just nurture them. Spirit says the devil is near, okay? We also were warned of that here, right? Be very discerning. So the devil is near. And as we're getting close to wrapping these things up, that would create, it's no wonder the devil's near, right? Desperation. So desperation, we're going to see some desperate times. They are telling us that this is going to be okay. The Sun card is there, okay? So right now, the devil's at the top, you guys. The devil's at the top. So it's our job to what? Send them love. That energy is really strong because they're desperate. So send them love. We're going to see some desperate times, but we're being told that we're going to get a celebration. We've got the Sun. There is going to be celebration. The King of Wands, the Sky, in this deck as well. He just rules with the highest and greatest good for all. Look at how these kids come running to him, right? They can't get enough. They want to be near the King of Wands. He's kind of like the Empress. He just radiates really good healing, loving energy. See how light he is around his head. The little sparkles on his crown, you know. His wand is bloomed. Kids love him. So we're going to be celebrating. We do have some people on our side that are really there to help us. Very much there to help us. Remember, we're going to be finding out about them soon. So we've got the devil at hand, but have no fear. We're going to win this and celebrate. We've got some great people on our side. But with the devil, you want to be careful. It's the same as this. You got to be discerning, because remember, the devil comes to you looking like something lovely, making promises, right? So, but have no fear. We're going to win this, you guys. We're going to have some celebrations. We've got some good people, good intentions helping us with all of this. And then we have the Hermit. We have the Hermit. And this Hermit isn't like the one in my other deck, is it? No, this Hermit has been locked up and by herself for a long time. And she's just going crazy. She has a lot of knowledge, but she also is like sort of overwhelmed by it because she's been alone. She's been being enlightened, right? So she's sort of overwhelmed by her knowledge. So we're being told here the devil is near, be discerning. We do have celebrations coming, big celebrations. There is that leadership in the background that has like love at heart, highest and greatest intentions for all. And then there's the Hermit. Now, I want to know, is this representing us because we feel as though we've had all of this information, but we haven't been able to do anything with it? So I'm just asking Spirit, is this Hermit representing us, we people that are awake and aware? Yeah, absolutely. It's those of us that are awake, right, and aware, see? So in answer to my question, is the Hermit representing us? Absolutely. The Page of Swords. Yes, we're holding our rods up straight. We clearly know. We clearly see. We're moving forward, right? Clearly knowing and clearly seeing. So yes, that's been us. And we feel a little, almost a little crazy with this energy of knowing, right? So let's go on and get more of a story. Okay, so we've felt a little crazy with all of this knowing, but what they want us to know is that, yes, this is representing us, but we're in the middle of a death and a rebirth. So things are going to shift. Remember, they're promising us this. So even though it's felt like this, we are moving out of that, you guys. Death and rebirth. One more card and a brand new start. Just a brand new start. So keep the faith. Keep the faith. We're getting close. These energies are amping up for the world to see. We have to have that amp up for everybody to see so that we can all move out of that, right? We can't heal what's not known. So we're being made aware that it's all definitely coming to an end. These energies are strong. Don't worry about it. We are going to get victories. We have people in the background leading that lead for the highest and greatest good of all. We've felt a little cloistered and whatnot. Yes, this is us because I asked for clarifying. Yes, we know and we see, and it makes us feel a little crazy sometimes. But don't worry, because we're having this big moment of like death and rebirth. And we're going to start something brand new. Brand new. And we're just being asked to be the healers, be the nurturers, to just hold space. But we have good stuff coming in. And remember to stay in this place, you know. Continue to be the Empress. This is really long, you guys, and I'm sorry about that. But I really feel like we need the healing, and we need the healing advice. We need to remember what this is all about. So until next time, all of the intentions were set, you guys. Lots of love, lots of healing, really strong healing intentions, Reiki, all of the universal life force, crystal healing, divine joy, divine love, divine healing, divine light to be filled, you know, protection, purity, cleansing, all of it, all of it, all of it. Lots of love. So anyways, I hope that you find some value in this. Continue to be the Empress. We're just meant to hold space for these people. We're about to have some major shifts. It's coming, you guys. So be ready. Be ready to be that nurturer. All right, you guys, if you want the healing, decree it. Stand in your power that you want all of this healing for only your highest and greatest good, only and always. And if you found a little value in this, please do hit the like, help me beat the algorithms and get the healing and the messages out there. All right, you guys, until next time, many, many blessings, much, much love from me to all of you. All right, take care.